Our journey starts at Namibia. We arrive at the city of Windhoek where we meet our renowned guide Rodney Katusha and pick up our safari car. From Windhoek we head to the city of Rehoboth where we spend our first night. In the morning we get on the dusty gravel roads that are quite common to Namibia and head to Lake Onef where we take a short paddling in the lake.
From Lake Onef we drive to Sossusvlei. On the way, we take a short break at Solitaire where we grab a quick meal. We keep on driving south on the dusty gravel roads. At certain parts, huge riverbird nests can be seen on the trees. The largest can get to a weight of around a ton. We get to the Sesriem campsite in the afternoon and quickly set camp. Right after, we head for a short hike on the stunning Sesriem Canyon.
Okay, so we are now going to the canyon. That's about half an hour hike.
We then get back to the car and drive to camp where we set up a meal and go to sleep.
בתיאבון. בוקר טוב.
We head to Dune 45 in early AM so we could see the sunrise from its top. The top is at height of roughly 600 feet. The climb is steep but is well worth the effort. From Dune 45 we take the gravel road to the west, heading to Zipline. On the way, we stumble upon a large antelope species called oryx. The oryx feed on the wild watermelon plant, surprisingly abundant on this area of Sossusvlei. We get back to the car and after a short while arrive at Zipline. After parking, we head to the petrified forest, walking between the yellow dunes for about a kilometer. We get to the Big Daddy Dune and the petrified forest to its feet. We head back to the car and start a long drive to Walvis Bay on the Namib Desert never-ending roads. All along the way, wildlife can be seen, even in the desert. During the 5-hour drive, we take a short break at the Kuisib Pass viewpoint and head on to Walvis Bay where we'll stay for 2 nights. On the next morning, on the bay, we encounter this peculiar guy.
I speak quick.
Oh, speak with us, please.
Maar goed, dat ik drie. Israël, goed, dat ik drie.
We then get on the boat that will take us on a short cruise around the bay. Some pelicans are stopping by to say hello. After a short while, we get to the Seals Island. Seals are all around. On the way, we encounter a big sunfish, called by locals Mola Mola. This big oil ridge comes in from Angola for maintenance each once in a while. It is maintained by Chinese, with forced labor prisoners who stay on a specialized floating barge prison in the bay.
אסור לגעת.
After back on safe land, we take a jeep and go drive on the dunes nearby. Walvis Bay dunes are full with metal. due to the drift coming in far from the Orange River on the South Namib border with South Africa. Rubbing a small magnet against the sand will pull out the small bits of metal in it. Next, we head to Sandwich Bay to climb a few dunes and see the Sweetwater stream flowing under the dunes and into the ocean. Few seals can be spotted, resting on the seashore.
קדימה, קדימה, קדימה.
After a short drive on the sandy beach, we get to the spot where Sweetwater come out under the dunes and a lot of vegetation grows. This is Sandwich Bay, called after the British HMS Sandwich battleship that was used to take the bay from the Portuguese on late 1800s.
We head back to the lodge, driving on the dunes. די, מה די? מה קורה די? מה רצית לעשות איתו? יש לך משהו להגיד מאץ' מאץ'?
יש לי חול בנעליים.
We start the day with a quad biking adventure. Ido and May get a short test drive and on we go, driving on the dunes. After a while we go to Dune 7 where we have set up for sandboarding. This is not something recommended for the faint-hearted. In the afternoon we head back and start a long drive to Waterberg Plateau. On the way a lot of termite nests can be spotted. Some can get to a height of more than 4 meters. All the nests slightly lean to the north, and that to minimize the heat reflected on the nest by the sun. After a long drive, we get to Waterberg Plateau in the evening.
Next morning, we all wake up throwing up and we upset fun, probably from yesterday's KFC meal. I was the only survivor, so I went on with the plan, meeting Richard, the guide for that day, and heading to the hiking and rock climbing adventure. After a while, we get to a steep wall where Richard has already set up the rappelling equipment. Finally, after a steep climb, we get to the plateau. Walking up on the plateau feels like another world. Strong reddish rock with no remnants of human beings. It's evening and the sun is going down. We head back, down to the campsite. On the way down, we meet few friendly Springboks walking around the bush. Getting to the campsite, we see few visitors had arrived. We start the day with a long drive from Waterberg to Etosha. Etosha has more than few waterholes. These are made for the animals to drink from, and is an excellent point for a game drive. It's evening and we are headed to the Okokwejo camp, where we have scheduled a night drive. A red projector is used so the animals will not get scared away. After an hour or so, we get back to camp and go to have a peek at the neighboring waterfall. A long day awaits us tomorrow, and not much hours are left for the night. In the morning, we do a short game drive and head to the Olifantus game viewing night. We leave Etosha and head to Epopa Falls, a 5.5 hours drive. On the way, we take a short break and visit the local Nimba tribe. Their huts are built out of mud mixed with cow poo. Their schools are Christian, though they still believe in the holy fire where they communicate with their ancestors' spirits.
Take the head.
We're getting closer to Epopa Falls and the vegetation gets denser. We take a break to recharge near this huge baobab tree. Finally in the evening, we get to the falls. While packing up the tent in the morning, Ido shares a dream he had with us.
אז הלכתי לשם, ואז פתאום ראינו גלים גבוהים! ואז אנחנו רק...
We get breakfast on a restaurant located right on the falls. After breakfast, we head to a 45 minutes hike in Epopa Falls. We're done with the hike and head to a short visit on a nearby tribe. The chief of the village can marry many wives. As wealthier he is, so he can marry more wives. Each wife has her own hut in the village, and the chief sleeps every night on a different hut. One of the wives invites us to her hut to show us around. The natives never get washed with water. They wash themselves with smelly smoke. For perfume, they burn a special plant and smoke their clothes on that fire. During night, small smoky fire is burning in the hut, and that to scare away the insects.
So they put the corn, and then they stand. They're doing like that.
The natives do not host us for food. In return, we give them rice and wheat. We head back. On the way, we go to meet the well-respected chief of the whole region. We were asked to show respect by kneeling. We end the day 200 kilometers away on the gorgeous Opowo Lodge. We start the day with buying supplies on the small town of Opowo. We're heading to the Gaub farm, around 7 hours driving distance. On our way we had an unpleasant experience. While cruising at speeds of around 120 kilometers an hour, one of the wheels rim got torn off.
וואו! הג'אנט נשבר?
תקלי פה!
We spent half a day having that fixed, and that pretty much adjourned our day. In the morning, we are headed to the Gaub cave. We set up the equipment and go spelunking in the cave. This experience is not recommended for those who are not fit and uncomfortable with dark and tight places. In contrast to other caves where it's usually cooler underground than outside, in this cave the temperature is around 29 degrees Celsius, even at depths of around 80 meters. The cave is full with stalactites and stalagmites, dated around 7 million years back.
כל הכבוד.
The tunnels keep winding around 2.5 kilometers underground. As deeper you go, so the air becomes thinner and it gets harder to breathe. After a steep descent, we get to a narrow shaft, full with water that keep going down. The way up, back to the surface, is harder than the way down. Try to climb too fast and you'll get into hyperventilation due to the lack in oxygen. While we were in the cave, the rest of the gang were visiting the rhinos in the farm, almost touching them. Back in the car, we head to the Nahoma village, cruising on the Namib dirt roads. We set camp and go meet the natives.
Ido. Yeah, Ido. My name is Jonas. Yeah.
Me.
Okay, ciao.
The bushmen then take us on a short hike, out of their village and into the bush. In the bush, they dig a hole in the ground to get to the honey made by a special bee whose hive is built underground. It appears that few visitors have arrived to the hive before us. Then, we are demonstrated fire from friction using the branches of the mangeti thorn.
From the branches of the mangeti boom.
Wow. Woo! Bravo!
Native Nahomas speak the Kliks language. When wandering on the bush and no drinking water are left, a special root is dug out from the ground from which sour juice can be made.
Wow. Wow.
The sun is going down and we are headed back to the village. At night, we head to the Nahoma camp to see their elephant dance, used for praying to the Holy Spirits for healing the sick. In the morning, we pack the tents, say goodbye to the Nahoma people, and head to the Mohongo Reserve on the Caprivi Street. After a not-so-short drive, we get to the Mahango Reserve, located around the Chubango River. All around is luscious vegetation, full with animals. Although the Mahango Reserve is tiny compared to Etosha, it's way more impressive due to its dense animal population and tight vegetation. Make sure to keep a safe distance from the elephants.
Hello.
Go away, go
We take a short break and back to the car, to the Mohongo Lodge, where we'll spend the night.
הולכים לארוחת ערב.
יופי פה.
We start with a long drive on the Caprivi Street towards Botswana. On the way, we take a break near one of the villages. Curious kids are approaching, and we give them few spare candies with them. A few hours later, we get to the Botswana border place. We cross the Chobe River, and in no time, we are in Botswana. In Botswana, we take a safari cruise on the Chobe River, around the evergreen Sududu Island. Animals are all around, alerting in the water and grazing on the ground. The whole activity takes about 3 hours. We are headed back, waiting for tomorrow. From Botswana, we head to Victoria Falls at Zimbabwe.
תגיד רגע שלום.
On the way, we meet this little fellow who came out of the bush to say hello. We arrive at the town of Victoria Falls and start the short hike at the falls. Based on Victoria Falls' combined width of 1.7 kilometers and height of 108 meters, it is considered the largest falls in the world. Monkeys are all around and sometimes grab things from unexpected visitors. Make sure to have your food deep in your bag. The falls send clouds of spray and mist upwards into the air. As closer you are, so more wet you will get. From Zimbabwe, we cross over to Zambia to see the falls from the other side.
כן, חצינו את הגבול, אנחנו הולכים לגשר שאומרים שהוא היסטורי, גשר היסטורי או משהו.
These monkeys grabbed Hagai's camera. They have quickly noticed it's not eatable and luckily left it lying on the ground. We head back to Zimbabwe, to our lodge, to get ready and head in the evening to a local traditional meal. The lady is telling us about an elephant coming into the backyard and eating all the papaya trees.
We were just watching it, it was eating a papaya tree across the road.
The whole tree?
Just the whole tree, just the papaya.
We're setting up for the Zipline experience over the Zambezi River, on the border between Zimbabwe and Zambia. It takes no more than a few minutes and we are on the zipline.
Go up, pull with your hand, Mike.
At the beginning it's a bit scary, but after a few times all that is left is the adrenaline rush. This zipline episode is over. Now, we need to climb up all the way back. This, however, was only the preparation for the somewhat more extreme zipline where we are headed.
Bye bye!
It's the last day. Before flying back, we are headed to a short elephant riding safari. Elephants have 7 pairs of teeth they replace during their lifetime, and the last pair falls off around the age of 75, and then they die of hunger. Unlike humans, elephants keep growing through their whole lifetime. The weight of an adult elephant can get to around 8 tons. We are headed back home after 16 days of unforgettable experiences.